Galimera, Galimera, Galimera. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Sorry for the slight delay this morning. I tried to use my tablet, but my tablet still hasn't worked, even though I've done a hard reboot on it, cleared all the information out of it. I think it's time for a new tablet. But anyway, as you can see, the weather today is absolutely glorious. Now, can I say thank you to Amanda for a concise weather forecast? She said, morning, Ginge. Today's weather, it's going to be cloudy with rain. All right. Also, as well, we are on yellow alert for thunderstorms. Oh my God, yellow alert for thunderstorms, and it's going to be 18 degrees today and feel like 18 degrees. Have a nice day, or have a great day is wording. But to be honest, it's absolutely glorious, and it's so warm. It's a washing day today, so Jane's been putting the washing out around the back of the house, and yeah, that's it, just looking absolutely glorious. Okay, and again, fantastic. Let's hope it stays like that. Jane and I, we're going to be out feeding the strays this afternoon as well on the feeding rota down in Kalamaki. So hopefully the weather is going to stay as nice. Big shout out to Derek and Bridget Cole over there in Cyprus. What's the weather like where you are at the moment? Are you having nice weather where you are? The same as we seem to be having today after the last few days where it's been absolutely awful. Right, okay, let's crack on with the news today. I'm also going to be doing a snapshot as well of UK news, because obviously things are kind of hotting up there as well, especially for those people who are wanting to travel like myself back to the UK for Christmas. But anyway, let's have a look at Greece's COVID situation in the last 24 hours, which, to be honest, it's down. You might remember yesterday I gave you 6,201 was the new infections for yesterday. Well, today I can report 5,157 new infections across the country. That brings the toll at the moment up to 962,695. 11 new cases were identified at checks into the country. That was up on 3 on the day before. Now, according to the statistics for the islands at the moment, interestingly, Lefkada has had its third day of 6 infections on Lefkada been reported within the last 24 hours. The day before that, it was 6, and the day before that, it was 6. Lefkada are still in the green. And don't forget, on Monday, I'll be giving you the weekly tally of the infection rates for all of the islands as well on Monday, just to do a comparison with the weeks before. Anyway, cases in Corfu at the moment, they've also dropped. Yesterday, I reported to you that they had 96 new infections. Today, I can report 78 new infections. That island is in dark green. As for Kefalonia, yesterday they had 15 cases. Today I can report that they had 8 new cases, so their number is down as well. Also for Zakynthos as well, I can report that our epidemiology rate has dropped slightly. We were 12 cases yesterday, and today we are 7 new cases. And again, we are in amber. Okay, and Kefalonia, by the way, they are in yellow on the old Greek traffic light system. As yet, no wording on any more Omicron being confirmed, although I do have a story on that coming up. Anyway, new deaths in the country then. That has also dropped as well within the last 24 hours. You might remember 97 deaths yesterday. Today I can report 88 new deaths across the country. That brings the total now to 18,516, of which 95% of those people had underlying health conditions or were over the age of 70 or over. And of now, there has been no deaths linked to Omicron mutation at the moment. So again, no deaths related to this new strain that is here in Greece at the moment. And again, our condolences to those families that have been affected as well by a passing of a relative. Moving on then to critical cases. Now, critical cases have just slightly crept up. So there's been a slight increase. Yesterday, I announced to you 694 cases. That has crept up to 697. Of those 697, 429 are male, 268 are female. The average age of those people is 64 years of age. 80% of them have underlying health issues or are over the age of 70. Also, regarding these critical patients, 555 of them are unvaccinated or partially vaccinated. That's about 79.63%. When it comes to fully vaccinated, 142 are fully vaccinated, of which that works out at 20.37%. So again, that is the rates at the moment in the ICUs. Right, now, just a quick snapshot of UK news, and this is just a snapshot. I'm not going to get involved in too much detail of it. It seems now, within the last 24 hours, all international arrivals in the UK will have to take a pre-departure lateral flow or PCR test. That was announced by Sajid Javid, the health minister, yesterday for the United Kingdom. The new measures will come into force from 4 a.m. on December the 7th for all travellers, regardless of their vaccination status. So the old thing of just being able to travel if you're fully vaccinated, that has gone now. So like me personally, because I'm not vaccinated and my vaccination wellness certificate, my certificate is not recognised in the UK, I had to test anyway. So again, now you have to do a PCR test before you fly back to the UK. Now, the Health Secretary said that tests are being brought back due to the increasing number of cases linked to travel. It comes just one day after Grant Shapps assured travellers that pre-departure tests would not be needed. And also, interestingly, Nigeria is being added to the UK's red list from 4 a.m. on Monday amid the Omicron variant concerns. And at the moment in the UK, there has been 160 confirmed cases of Omicron in the UK at the moment. 160 for a population of over 60 odd million people. So again, the numbers and the reaction are just, for me personally, just don't seem to be stacking up. But anyway, looking at the Greek news then today, 2 more people who travelled from South Africa to Greece are suspected of being infected with the Omicron variant. They were tested positive for the coronavirus a few days ago, the Health Minister Tassos Plevas announced yesterday. The news comes 2 days after the first case was identified in Crete in a man who had travelled from South Africa to Hania for a holiday. Anyway, the infections concerned 2 individuals who entered Greece before the government imposed travel restrictions on the country. Plevas said without specifying when they arrived or the region the cases were detected, the new cases are not linked to the first infection detected on Thursday. Anyway, the National Organisation of Public Health, the ODI, has yet to confirm the cases were Omicron. Both patients showed mild symptoms and remain isolated at home. So again, we still have 1 confirmed case in Greece, 2 suspected, and we're still waiting to see if there's confirmation that they are Omicron. But they tested positive for COVID. Anyway, moving on then, a total of 193,000 appointments for COVID boosters shots were made through the online platform since Friday night, according to the data from the Ministry of Digital Governance. Another 8,300 appointments were made for the first dose of coronavirus vaccinations during the same time. Anyway, in an effort to boost vaccination rates among those over 60, the government mandated inoculations for people in the 60 plus age group who have not at least had 1 vaccine or appointment for one as of January the 16th. Now, the vaccination committee approved on Friday the shortening of the waiting period between the 2nd and 3rd dose from 6 to 3 months to encourage people to get the booster shot. Anyway, going back to the story reference the Council of State. The Council of State, Greece's highest administrative court, ruled Friday that the mandatory vaccination of health workers, the fire brigade and others against COVID-19 does not violate the Greek constitution. The ruling, which could pave the way for extending compulsory shots for other groups of workers or any population group determined by age criteria, came in the wake of an appeal against the government decision by several professional groups, including the Fire Services Special Disaster Management Unit, EMCA, the National Centre for Emergency Care, that's the EVCA, and the Public Hospital Workers Federation, PENONI. Anyway, the court further ruled that the healthcare workers have a constitutional obligation to have themselves inoculated against the coronaviruses as a display of social solidarity. Anyway, the cornerstone of the ruling regarding the constitutionality of compulsory vaccination measures was based, as stated in the rationale of the decision, on the fact that vaccination protects public health and lives of citizens, which it said are the higher goals. I am still the believer of it is your choice whether you have the vaccination or not. It should be your choice whether you have it. Anyway, as a consequence, a significance of the court's plenary decision means by implication that any similar appeal by citizens or trade unions against the mandatory vaccination in future will not be successful, as a very strong judicial precedent has already been created, which places compulsory shots within the constitutional framework. Another impact aspect of the decision is that the suspension from work of those who did not want to be vaccinated without pay is constitutionally acceptable. Anyway, the importance of the decision and its consequences were reflected in the move by the court's presidents, Demetrios Salakounis, to make it public without waiting for its publication, as is usually the case, which takes place in the Gazette, using and citing the relevant provision of the recent law. So basically, they are pushing this through. And they're pushing it through to such an extent that they're not even publishing it in the Gazette, because once things are published in the Gazette, which is for everybody to read, that is when the law really, truly does kick in. So again, they are so pushing this agenda. And again, you've seen some of the other information that I've posted online about the effects of the Omicron, about the handling of this at the moment. I still strongly believe that it is your choice whether you choose it. I'm not anti-vax, and please, I'm making this very, very clear. For those people, I'm on an anti-vaxxer platform. I am not. I am on a choice platform, as it's your decision whether you have the vaccine or not. And I had to laugh yesterday. There was a little story that I missed. I got told of this after, about the Italian gentleman who made a vaccination appointment, went to the vaccination centre with a fake arm on him to basically get the fake arm injected. But unfortunately, he was found and obviously was stopped. And I don't even know whether he got the vaccine in the end or not. But again, that is the length that some people are going to because they just do not want to have the vaccination. It should be your choice. And thank you to those people who've been in touch over the weekend who are in the same position. I've been speaking to people who are not vaccinated. They're finding it very difficult at the moment because they're not allowed to go into anywhere, do anything. The most that they can do is to go and get their food shopping, and that is it. They're not allowed to socialise anywhere. But to be honest, it is splitting people who do not want to be vaccinated from those that probably are vaccinated. It is also splitting relationships between people as well. And also, people are finding it difficult, and I mean very difficult, because they're feeling excluded. And of course, I can hear people shouting, well, they've got a choice. They've got a choice, they can have it. And that, to be honest, is not a choice. It should be, you can have it, you don't need to have it, but it shouldn't be dividing and splitting people at the same time as well. So again, and also medical inconfidence. who needs to know that you're vaccinated or not? All right. It's getting very, very close to the 1930s and a certain country that I'm not going to name, where populations were split and divided very subtly before daubing of windows and then exclusion and then disappearing away, never to be seen again. Anyway, considering that we've got Pope Francis visiting at the moment here in Greece, Pope Francis on Saturday warned about the retreating of democracy in Europe, and the world is in his first speech in Athens, which was at the start of his 3-day visit. Now, the pontiff told Greek and Vatican officials, as well as Catholic bishops who attended the welcoming ceremony at the presidential mansion, democracy was born here today. There is a retreating of democracy, not only in the old continent. Everyone's participation is fundamental, not only to achieving goals, but because it reveals who we are. Anyway, he added, without Athens and without Greece, Europe and the world would not be what they are today, while warning against easy answers of populism. I think in some ways, I know he's not getting embroiled in the COVID situation in regards to mandatory vaccination or not, but I think you can read into what some of the wording is that democracy, I feel, is under threat. You could say that populism is on the rise. I know decisions have to be made that are not always popular, but there does become a point where I think over this past 6 months, it has been proved that there are people who are working who have been surrounded by the unvaccinated, who are happy to work with the unvaccinated, who then lost their jobs because they wouldn't take the vaccine and therefore they weren't allowed to work, which then ended up putting more pressure on fragile health services, not only here in Greece, but also in the UK as well, where basically you've now got to find people to fill shoes. And again, I think you can read that into democracy being kind of undermined at the moment. He talked about migration as well, noting that Greece's difficulties have been exacerbated following the economic crisis. Yet Europe continues to hesitate, and the EU has often fallen prey to forms of nationalistic self-interest rather than being an engine of solidarity, and has appeared at times blocked and uncoordinated. The issue of migration has led to breaches between South and North. He has also called a global communication vision regarding migration. He also expressed hope that commitments assumed in the fight against climate change will be more fully shared and seriously implemented. In his address, the Pope welcomed the Presby's Accord signed between Greece and North Macedonia in 2018, which ended decades-long dispute over the latter's name. For those people wondering what that is about, the former Yugoslavia Republic of Macedonia, there was a big thing about the name of Macedonia. Macedonia has a big thing with the Greeks here, and basically in the end, the name North Macedonia was allowed instead of Macedonia because Greeks felt it wasn't right. Anyway, that dispute has kind of ended now. And that was quite a big thing going back to 2008 and 2009. Also as well, President Katharina Skalapoulou of Greece welcomed Pope Francis in Athens, extolling his work and his deep social sensitivity. She also thanked him for expressing his support on the change of status of the Hagia Sophia, which is in Istanbul, which has been changed from a museum into a mosque by the Turkish government. That was another big thing that happened in Turkey that rattled Greece. If you've ever been to Istanbul, the Hagia Sophia has been everything. It's been a church, it's been a synagogue, it's been a Muslim mosque. It's been everything. And part of the reconstitution of Turkey was that that building would remain as a museum so that it couldn't become a secular institution. So basically what's happened is it's been reverted to the status of mosque because of what's been going on within the Turkish government. So again, One thing I would like Tim to have said, and I remember just a few years ago, and I'm not sure if it was Pope Francis that said, is that Christianity is kind of split. There is a kind of, there has been this East and West with Christianity, with the Catholic Church and also with the Orthodox Church. And it was mooted at one time is that Islam is very connected, very together. Judaism is very connected and very together. Whether you disagree with certain elements of it or you agree with certain elements of it, there is a kind of togetherness of those religions, and they will fight basically for what they feel is right within their religions to a degree. But I do feel, and it was a good point that was raised a few years ago, was that why not put Easter onto the same calendar, whether you're Orthodox or whether you're Catholic, so that there is a kind of a solidarity between the Catholic Church and the Orthodox Church, that Easter all falls on the same date, in the same way that Christmas falls on the same date. And the reason that the two dates are split is because of the way they calculate, each church calculates when they will set their Easter. Now, that was an idea that was muted by him. I've not seen any reference to that in any of his talk at the moment, but it's just a thought, just to put a little cat among the pigeons as to unity of Christian churches, putting Easter, Catholic Easter, with Orthodox Easter onto the same date. All right, what do you think? Do you have an opinion on that? Pop them in the comments below as well. Anyway, just to let you know, his arrival marks the second leg of his visit to the Mediterranean and aims to draw attentions to migrants. And he's going to be visiting the island of Lesbos, as far as I'm aware. And his schedule also includes, there's going to be a large mass tonight at the Athens Concert Hall as well. And again, just be aware, if you're up in Athens at the moment, security is going to be very, very tight and very strong. So you might find getting around there a little bit awkward today. Anyway, also as well, going to another scandal at the moment that is rocking Greece at the moment. A police officer, an employee at the Municipal Birth Registry Office, and an Albanian national, all accused of being part of a criminal gang supplying fake Greek IDs to criminals and foreign nationals, were remanded earlier after a lengthy disposition in front of the corruption crimes prosecutor and examining magistrate. So these guys have now been put into remand in jail. 10 more individuals are facing similar charges. They were freed under restrictive conditions. Besides the remanded individuals, police have arrested 8 more police officers, an employee at the Citizens Protection Ministry, a lawyer, and 7 more foreign nationals. 2 cousins from Kurdistan are said to be the ringleaders of the racket, which was operating in Attica. Now, some local news for Zakynthos then. The Zakynthos MP, Mr. Akabis, announced on Saturday morning the addition of a cardiologist and 2 more cardiology positions. He said a new cardiologist is to be placed on secondment at the General Hospital of Zakynthos, while the management of the hospital proceeds to immediately announce another 2 positions in the cardiology department. Now, recently, coordinated actions have been taken both by him and, of course, by the Ministry of Health, the 6th Health District, that's who administers the hospital, in order to be able to quickly fill the gap created after the departure of a cardiologist from that Pacific unit. Anyway, these actions took place, and now the MP is happy that the position is to be announced and an appointment of a cardiologist is to be filled at the Zakynthos General Hospital. In fact, the position of this particular importance because it was achieved at a time when doctors who want to work in the National Health Service, and his wordings, are literally hard to find. So again, it looks like we're going to get a cardiologist. I know there's a lot of people here on the island who are having to go off the island or go private to see a cardiologist, but are now a cardiologist in the public health system here will be a good thing for Zakynthos Hospital. Anyway, also as well, another local story for Zakynthos as well, financial support for olive growers of Zakynthos. due to the prolonged heat wave during the summer period of 2021 has been asked for with a decision by the local city council. Now, the president addressing this issue on the agenda stated, as can be seen from the farmers in our area, the intense drought and prolonged high temperatures for a long time created conditions that resulted in a reduced olive harvest by at least 45%. For this reason, I suggest that we send a present decision to the Directorate of Rural Development of Zakynthos with a notification to Elga Patra branch in order to inform the competent ministry about the situation that has been created that leads one against to procedures for financial support, hoping immediately to find a solution with financial support. After the floor was given, Mr. Manos, a member of the TS, who said that from the side of the combination of the People's Rally, they also agreed and asked for support for the farmers. An interactive debate ensued. The president then called on the members of the council to vote and the decision on the matter, and the decision was taken unanimously. And the support for the local council is another pressure on the authorities and the government not to leave the farmers at the mercy of the weather. That was their statement, not mine. So basically, there we go. The farmers now are looking for compensation for loss of their crop because of the heat wave in the summer. And yeah, don't forget, that was further compounded by basically the bad weather we've had in November, where, again, a lot of what was a ripe crop was lost because the weather... it was October, where we had bad weather in October. And, again, there was another loss of crop there as well. So, again, it means the price of olive oil is going to go up. Anyway, also, as well, another little quick thing for people living here on the island, just to let you know that there's a preventative paediatric care going to be issued free of charge if you need dental, eyesight checks or hearing examinations for your children. This is happening. This has been organised by the Smile of the Child, which is a big charity here in Greece, for those people who've never heard of it. Now, they're going to start this on Monday, the 6th of December, and it's going to be running until Friday, December the 10th, all right? You can get free appointments. If you want to make an appointment for your child, actually to be either have a hearing test or to have an eyesight check or have a dental check as well, free of charge, then obviously get in touch on the following number. I've got two numbers here, 26950 222 34 222 34 or 26950 24757, and I'll put that in the comments on my little tag on the YouTube blast. Anyway, it's going to be taking place in and around the area of the music school, in the car park area around there, next to the municipal buildings that are in that area, just down by the river as you come into town, all right? So again, that's starting on Monday for anybody that wants to make an appointment. And finally, a bit of good news, another bit of good news. And finally, the City of Athens on Saturday announced that it's going to be running a free seminar, not cinema, how do you say seminar? Yeah, seminar in film production, and an initiative which has been carried out in the Athens Film Office and US entertainment giant NBC Universal are helping to do this. And this is to bolster Greece's presence in the cinema industry with a 2-day boot camp that's going to take place in January. That's the only information I've had. So if you want to get your name down to be part of that seminar, I think there'll be more information to follow. But it's a good thing because Greek cinema, I think, this year is actually starting to get more of a presence in Europe, and also people starting to watch Greek films. I still say when you have a Greek film on in the cinema, I really wish they put English subtitles in for us who don't speak Greek very well or don't speak Greek at all, just to be able to follow the plot in the way that they put Greek subtitles in when we have English films here. And I'm just praying. The only things that get dubbed at the moment are the cartoons. It's very rare now that you see films dubbed into Greek from English, very rare indeed, but only in the cartoons for obviously so children have got access to watching Disney, basically. But anyway, that's it. Right, can I just say thank you to those people that are tuning in? Can I also say thank you to Lindsay Lamb, who's been dropping me stories. Thank you for that one you dropped me last night as well. Just a quick thing, I was having this discussion with Jane this morning. Reference people like myself who have the certificate of disease or the certificate of getting over COVID. We're in a situation now where we don't know what is going to happen to us at the end of the period of time, which is 6 months with the certificate. I.e. you caught COVID, you've got better, you're not vaccinated, and you have a certificate to say that you've had it, you've got over it. Again, I don't want the vaccine. My T cells, as far as I'm concerned, did their job. We still don't know what's going to happen with us. We are at the moment exempted, as far as I'm aware, from this €100 fine that's going to start on the 16th of January. But again, still no clarity for us. So again, we shall wait and see. Or the only thing that we do know is that they're looking to shorten the length of the certificate to 3 months from the 6 that they had done before. But until I know categorically what is going to happen, I'm just fingers crossed that they'll say, have a test, send your certificate, or catch it again, get better, and then we'll extend your certificate. And again, as I said to some of the people yesterday that got in touch with me who are unvaccinated, I just had to say to them, do you know what? I was so pleased I caught COVID. And because I would not want to be in the position that you're in now, where you are excluded from from doing anything other than shopping for food. So again, misfortune for me has been, you know, in some ways a positive. And again, I'm not knocking having coronavirus. Don't take that for 1 minute. Some people catch it. Some people, bodies can't fight it, and they pass away. You know, it happens. So again, it should be your choice though whether you had the vaccine. Don't forget, you could still have the vaccine now, catch it, and maybe you might be unlucky enough because you've got other illnesses that you could still die from it anyway. So again, I'm pro-choice of having the vaccine. I'm not anti-vaccine, and make that very, very clear. Also, can I just say, I'm waffling on here now. Can I say thank you to the pro-unvaccinated Facebook page? That's another location that you can go to. I became a member of them yesterday, and thank you. They're allowing me now to rebroadcast my podcast onto their platform as well. So again, if you are somebody that is unvaccinated and is having problems just dealing with the fact of the way the restrictions are being placed upon you, you can find some like-minded people there. You can talk about what's going on. Again, can I just point out, they are not anti-vaccination. They are pro-choice. It's just that trying to find a name, okay, that is not going to raise anti-vaccination propaganda being thrown at them. They are unvaccinated, all right? The unvaccinated, okay? They are not pro anti-vaccination in conspiracy theory talk. They are just, they want the choice, like everybody else, to be able to make a decision, all right? But anyway, I'm going to leave it there. But thank you to those people tuning in. Just to remind you today, Beatz-Radio.co.uk. Thank you to those people tuning in last night into the chat room. I had a little pop in and out from time to time. Cheers for your support. My Dance Anthem show will go up online at some point during today. But don't forget, I've got my Beatz-Radio Northern Soul show tonight, 5 p.m. UK time, 7 p.m. Local time here in Greece. Come and join me. 2 hours of uplifting Northern Soul music. Some of your requests, as well as some of my tunes that I like Northern Soul style. Come and join me for that. Right, that's it from me. I'm going to leave it at that. I'll keep my ear to the ground. If I hear of anything, I'll let you know. And thank you for your support and your comments as well. And thank you for those people who are unvaccinated, who have been getting in touch just to have a chat and a talk about what's going on and how they're feeling with everything going on. And let's wait and see how things pan out for the likes of you and me at the moment. Anyway, you crack on. I'll keep my ear to the ground. Ta-ra.